Welcome to Campus Chat, a look at the people, the opportunities, programs, and happenings at Western Nevada College. Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.
Hello and welcome to Campus Chat, the show about Western Nevada College, its people, and its programs. My name is Helene Morris, and we welcome you to today's show. Our country celebrated Veterans Day last month, and I think we can agree that there are not sufficient words to express the appreciation we all feel for our veterans. Whether they're from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, or Iraq and Afghanistan, we're indebted to them for their bravery and dedication to keeping each of us safe and secure. And so it's my pleasure today for this segment to introduce the President and Membership Coordinator of Korean War Veterans, Carson City, Chapter 305. Sitting right next to me is Angelo, DeFelice, and then next to him is Don King. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. And I recognize Angelo and Don because they have been contributors to our scholarship program here at WNC since 2005. We're very grateful to your support, and so are our student veterans who received your scholarship dollars. I know you met and one of your students at our 11th annual scholarship reception, and we're just really grateful, not only for your service, even though you're in the Navy, Don, and for your service and your support of our students, because it really makes a difference. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So both of you served in the Korean War. Can you tell me a little bit about what capacity and just a little bit about that?
I served in 1953 and 1954. I was in field communications, and more or less like a job. I went to a bunker each day, and it was on the side of a hill with some sandbags over it. I had a little telephone with battery operated, and when we got called, we would go out and try to find people they couldn't contact.
Wow.
And that was it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was in an outfit that they would farm you out to, like the 3rd Division, and for 3 days or a week or however long they needed you, and then the 2nd Division or something else. And so I traveled around a lot.
And you, Don, how did you serve?
I was on a cargo ship, and we would bring in ammo and a few troops, but the best thing we brought in was liquor. So the back end of our ship was loaded with liquor, and the front end was loaded with ammunition. So we dumped the troops off, we'd give them enough ammo to see them through, and then we'd give them as much liquor as they could hold. And then we would hightail it out of there so we could have our nap. We didn't want to get caught in this war thing.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Oh, that's great, Don. The liquor arms smuggler.
Right.
Liquor and arms. That's Don King. So
Haig and Haig was their favorite thing.
Oh, really?
Pinch bottle Haig and Haig. They loved that.
Hey, well, whatever they wanted, in my opinion. Give them what they want. So, Angelo, when was Chapter 305 established? And what was your mission?
No one remembers, but it had to have been about 1997. And our mission, I wasn't in it at that time, but our mission statement, which we redeveloped this year, defend our nation, care for our veterans, perpetuate our legacy, remember our mission, our missing and fallen, maintain our memorial, and support a free Korea.
Wow. That's a mission statement. I mean, that's very laudable. And I love that Korean War memorial you have on East 5th Street at Carson River Park. In fact, I bought a brick for my father.
Oh, all right.
Ed Jesse, who was a Korean era veteran. I think. So, and why did you decide to support nursing students?
Again, this was before I was in the organization, and I don't know what each person, what their feelings were at that time, but it was a unanimous thing. something they all wanted to do. And for me, I especially wore this hat because I have a little story that goes with it. When you get after about 40 years, you sort of get a spurt of patriotism. And everybody buys these hats and things saying they were veterans. And the first day I got my hat, I put it on and we went out, and my wife wanted to stop at a garage sale. And there I was looking through things, and it was by the airport here. And a little lady came up to me and she says, "What did you do in the war?" And I said, I was kind of surprised. And before I could say anything, she said, "I was a trauma nurse." And I, got all choked up and said, "Lady, compared to you, I didn't do anything." And, and I threw the hat in the truck, and I didn't wear it again for a year. And it just kind of shows what a feeling you have for people like nurses in Vietnam. She was a trauma nurse in Vietnam. And, and we all have our own reasons.
I can add a little bit to that. We've got a doctor in our group, Irene Vrabel, and she was contributing to the nurses scholarships in Reno. And so she suggested that maybe we should do that here too. So that's what triggered it. And so from that point on, we do it every year now.
I know it
isn't much. We don't have that much money. We're not a very rich bunch, but we do like to give to the community.
Well, I think your scholarship is $1,000, and that really makes a difference. I mean, it makes a huge difference. So it is a very generous scholarship. Do you think the process for setting up the scholarship was easy if someone's watching and wants to set one up?
You bet.
Yes. It was a good experience. With Sandy Richmond's help, we established a criteria to select recipients, and it satisfied our needs, our mission, and we were really pleased with Lucas and the other recipient. But it mainly makes us feel good.
Yes, I know exactly how you feel.
the money we're giving to Lucas probably won't buy your books, Lucas.
No.
But you know something, when my daughter went to high school here, and she received a scholarship that wasn't much money. But we were all excited, and when we went to the banquet, something happened. I still don't know what happened. The money wasn't there, and the thing was, I felt bad. She felt bad, and mainly I felt that if the school would have just told me before we got there, I would have given them the money to give to her, because it's not the money, it's the idea that we're saying to Lucas, hey, you did a good job. We want you to keep doing a good job. We want you to be successful, and we want to thank you for 5 years, right, Lucas? 5 years in Iraq and other places. Yeah. And so we'll most likely keep on as long as we have the money.
Well, thank you very much. We don't have much more time, but tell me about the project in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh, the 137th MP?
Yes,
Okay. We were looking for a way to contact somebody over there, and we really couldn't come up with one. So one of our guys contacted the National Guard Armory out here. And they had a group going over there, the 137th MPs, and it was mainly a group from Nevada, and the leader was Captain Boldry. And so she came to our one of our meetings and gave us a little speech, and it kind of pepped us up. She says, well, if you guys will adopt us, I'll go over there and I'll tell you what we need. Well, oh, Lord. The first thing they wanted was about 30 fans, air fans. It's so hot and muggy. And so we got fans from all the hardware stores and everything, and we boxed them up and sent them over. Then they wanted this and that, and boy, her list just kept growing and growing. But she got everything she requested, and it was fun. It was fun to satisfy them and to see that they really needed the stuff that we were sending. We gave them enough books to start a library. So we couldn't do it all ourselves. So I got a lot of people from the community involved. And we got a church group who supplied so many books that we couldn't send them. And then they supplied us money. And then the casinos gave us all kinds of supplies. And the Nugget especially, they were really great. And so we leaned on them. And not many people had money, but they had stuff. So everything we sent so far, we've raised enough capital to send it, except a few $100s. But the post office has got a special for us, and we can use that. But it makes us feel good to get them
and it
involved.
makes a huge difference for them to receive packages, for them to know that people support them in this country. They support what they're doing over there, that they're not forgotten.
Our last thing is now we're sending them Christmas cards, blank, so that they can send them back to their people here.
Oh, that's great.
They get free mailing, so they just can pick out a card. We sent a couple hundred cards for them. But where are they going to buy cards over there? They can't buy anything. You know, there's no dime stores or CVIs or anything. You know, they just have to buy. They have to take what we send,
right,
which makes us, feel that much better. It's not something that they asked for, but they got it.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. We really appreciate Chapter 305's efforts on behalf of our current veterans and the scholarship program here at Western Nevada College. We didn't have time to talk about this at length, but they do have a Korean War memorial at Carson River Park. You can contact Angelo here, and his email is angnmare@aol.com. So if you want to hear more about buying a brick and helping support this wonderful cause, please contact Angelo. And on behalf of the college and the president of this college and our country, I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for your service and your continuing service to veterans now. It's laudable. It's very impressive. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back with Campus Chat. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helene Morris, and our topic today is veterans. And with us, you have to think that the transition from civilian life after returning from a tour of duty has to be somewhat difficult. And to ease that transition, here at Western Nevada College, we have a very active veterans education office, financial aid office, and our guest today is Kathryn Clark-Ross. She's on the far right of your screen. She's our Financial Assistant Veterans Coordinator. And Kathryn, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
For 2 months in a row for Campus Chat. I don't know if the audience is going to like that. No, I'm just kidding. And next to me is Lucas Rachal, who, as you heard in our first segment, was the recipient of the Korean Veterans Chapter 305 Scholarship. And Lucas is a veteran and a first-year nursing student, correct?
Right.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. And most of our discussion is going to center around the post-9/11 GI Bill. But first, Lucas, tell me about your service. Where were you? What did you do? And how long were you there?
Right. Well, I was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. I was attached to an aircraft carrier, mostly the Theodore Roosevelt. and I did a couple of med cruises. Went to the Persian Gulf a couple of times after 9/11 and for Operation Iraqi Freedom, and mostly did my service on the ship during that time, fixing radar equipment for aircraft.
Wow, that's great. And why did you decide to go into nursing then?
It was really the nursing program, I guess, for me, provided a challenge, and also I wanted to make sure I had pretty much job security, and I knew I was capable of doing the work involved, and I wanted to challenge myself.
Yeah, that's great. That's excellent. Kathryn, you're the dedicated liaison for veteran service here at WNC. Tell us a little bit about the post-9/11 GI Bill. What does that involve, the benefits and the bill particularly?
The post-9/11 bill provides financial support for education and housing for anybody, any veteran doing 90 days of service after 9/11. Any individual.
Okay, and so how much, what kind of assistance? Is it full-time, full-time tuition and fees? Or?
The VA will pay tuition and fees of all classes. They have to take at least 7 credits to get the housing allowance, which changes yearly. This year it was $1,170 per month. And then if they're over 7 credits, they get $500 in fall and $500 in spring to cover books.
So so it doesn't really cover all the expenses. You have to make a commitment that, I'm going to go back to school, so it's some help, but then you have to. Do you have to work part-time? Because nursing, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
It involves a lot of studying, but I don't work. I dedicate all of my time to studying.
Yeah, that's good.
Mostly just financial aid and scholarships.
Yeah. I know, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does. How long can a student receive benefits from the GI Bill?
36 months.
36 months. So you have to make a decision to, basically right after you get out, you have to make a decision to sign up, right?
Well, they could sign up later and still get the 36 months. But yeah, I think like the way Lucas did it is probably preferable.
Is there a specific registration period for the GI Bill, or is it, can a veteran come in and decide it's like May and they want to register for the fall semester? Is that enough time?
For May, for fall. Oh, yes. There is not a deadline. The vet can actually do their application anytime online. But they would want to go along with our dates, which, like for spring, is going to be November 28th. They can start registering.
Oh, okay.
So it's more trying to get their paperwork done before our deadline.
And plus, there's a new scholarship deadline this year. It's March 1st. If you want to maintain scholarship for next year, you want to get your application
in a month earlier.
So, Lucas, had you always planned to return to school, like when you were serving?
No, actually,
Persian Gulf?
I didn't know I was going to get out of the Navy when I did, and I tried to find a job directly outside of the Navy when I did get out. But then things happened, and I moved back home, and then my mom actually got me involved with WNC.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Are you going to have a certain specialty? Like some people are pediatrics, some are emergency, trauma. There's a whole range of fields you could go into or specialize in.
Right. That much I don't know yet, just because this is only my first semester, and I have a long way to go, it seems.
You do, don't you? It's your first semester, and oh my gosh. So was it hard for you to apply for the benefits through the Veterans Office?
No, not at all. Using the website was really easy, and also Kathryn helped out a great deal.
Thank you.
You heard it here. Kathryn helped. I like to give Kathryn a bad time because she really is. She is awesome. She's like one of my favorite people here at the college, and I love her because because I can give her a bad time. And she doesn't ever hesitate for giving me a bad time in public whenever she wants. I always have to kind of correct her later. Why'd you have to do that? So, Lucas, you received several scholarships this year. What does it mean to you to have a group of veterans supporting your education?
It means a lot. I really appreciate it because, well, times are tough and I can't always make ends meet. Spending all my money for the uniforms and books and classes and doodads and gadgets I need for the nursing program. It's really easy to lose track of what I really need, and just to know that I have people out there who are thinking about me and who are very considerate, it helps a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, thank you very much. If you are a veteran and you're interested in returning to college, please feel free to contact Kathryn Clark-Ross. Her phone number is
445-3260.
Yeah, thank you. And you can help them through the entire process, can't you?
I can.
Well, let's keep an eye on Lucas throughout his career at WNC, shall we? Let's come back maybe next semester or something. We'll have a chat with you on Campus Chat, just follow you through your career.
Sure.
What do you think about that? And you too, we'll do that. Well, thank you, Kathryn and Lucas, for appearing on Campus Chat. And thank you, and stay with us. We have one more segment. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Campus Chat. My name is Helene Morris. We've been focusing on veterans for this edition, but our next segment is going to look at baseball and softball, Wildcats Athletics at Western Nevada College. And certainly athletics has really made a difference in our community, a lot of community pride, and has really energized our campus. A lot more young students coming to school here. Our guests today are the head softball coach, Leah Wentworth, and the assistant baseball coach, Jerahmie Libke. So it's really nice having you here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming. We're going to be talking about our 8th annual Wildcats benefit that's held in January because we receive no state support for intercollegiate athletics here in the state, and we need to raise money each year. But before we talk about the fundraiser, I'd like to ask Leah, how's the team looking for 2011?
Our team's looking good. We've got a young group of girls in this year, but for the first time we've kind of branched out around the region, so we've got some girls that are from all over. A lot of unique personalities, but a lot of hard workers, and so far this season we've really progressed at a faster rate, I think, than we have in the past couple years. We've got a little bit more of a competitive bunch, and they're all working really hard. So, I mean, if we continue along this route.
Well, I've always been impressed with your conditioning program. I think you don't want to, I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it even when I was young and thought I could do it. I mean, it's really tough, isn't it?
It is. It's tough. The girls really work hard in the gym for us. I mean, we only have an hour allotted to do our strength training, but we get a lot in that hour. I know sometimes the baseball guys see us and what are they doing? But we're burning a lot of calories. We're really building off of a strong core, and we need a strong core for everything we do. So
yeah, keep in shape. And how's the baseball team looking for next season?
The baseball team is looking really good. We got a lot of talent in this year, really young talent. We only have 8 returners from last year, but like I said, these players are unbelievable. A lot of them could have went Division I and decided to come to junior college to get more playing time, to have a better chance to get to a higher level of baseball. But they're doing really well.
Do you have any starters picked out, pitching starters? Because you lost Kramer Champlin, one of my favorites.
Kramer Champlin's at ASU. We do have a couple pitchers that are along the same lines. Tim Peterson's a sophomore that's looking to be in the top of the rotation.
He was a closer. Was he a setup guy last time? I can't remember.
Yeah, he was a relief guy.
Yeah.
We have a left-hander, Cody Gordon, who's a sophomore, and he's looking to be one of our starters. So we'll be pretty polished in the pitching department.
So I think softball starts February 18th and 19th out at Edmonds Field against Colorado Northwest Spartans, and I think you guys start in March 5th and 6th against Colorado.
Yeah.
So be sure and mark that on your calendar because it's going to be some good games. So we know we need, I mentioned earlier, we don't have any state support for athletics, so financial support is really important, isn't it? I mean, you guys are working really hard right now on your program.
Yeah, I mean, the financial support that we receive from the community is extremely important. I mean, we really couldn't do it without their help, and as well as the families of the athletes that help and support. But yeah, I mean, a third of our costs that required to run the program is really in travel. So that becomes pretty expensive, and and we just can use all the support that we can get. This January fundraiser really helps us out with it as well.
It does. Who have been some of the previous speakers? Because it really is a fun time.
I know we had Dustin Pedroia last year, and he did a great job. I know that we had a great turnout for him. Mark Kotze, Steve Garvey, Charlie Kerfield, Joe Sellers, and Joey Gilbert have all spoke at the events in the past.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then, and tell us who's our 8th annual speaker.
We've got a guy, Kevin Jepson. He's a right-handed pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But he was a first-round draft pick straight out of high school. He runs the fastball up to 96, 100 miles an hour, so he's got a really good arm. He was an All-American in high school his senior year, and he's out of Bishop Manogue, which is in Reno, Nevada, and 30 miles up the road here from the campus. So it's going to be a privilege to have someone that's from Northern Nevada speaking at our banquet. And I mean, key matchups that he's done. He's faced the Yankees' best lineup. He's faced all the best teams, and now his role in baseball, he's a setup guy for the closer.
Right. Yeah. He not this year with the World Series, but the Angels made the American League Championship Series, and he was good.
Yeah.
He was really throwing some heat. So. When is the fundraiser? We've talked about it, but we haven't told you when it is or how much it is.
Yeah, our annual fundraiser is January 15th. It's a Saturday night. We are hosting it at the Peppermill Hotel and Casino, which is where we've had it in the past. It starts at 6 o'clock at night. It goes till 10 o'clock. We've got a great meal. The ticket price is worth the meal alone. It's $75 and $700 if you want to do a table. That's if you get them before January 1st. But yeah, the meal's always great. Last year we had a great ribeye steak. We have some great auction items. There's usually tickets to some of the local games like UNR and Aces, and also to like San Francisco 49ers and the Raiders. We've always got some nice timeshares that we have available in the auctions, and a lot of great gift baskets. So it's a lot of fun. And 20% of our proceeds this year, of the ticket proceeds, we're going to donate to local high schools of your choice. So if you opt to choose a high school to support their softball or baseball program, you can kind of gain some financial support for your program as well.
Yeah, and I think that's it's a new thing for us, and so it doesn't matter. We'll leave a space for you. You can say Carson, Douglas, Mineral, Virginia City, it doesn't matter. You designate high school, baseball, or softball, and 20% of the gross proceeds or 50% of the net ticket proceeds will go to the team of your choice. And we think that's going to help people support the athletic program, get our high schools to, understand or know more about the great programs that we have here. So we're looking forward to that. So, and if you want tickets, call 445-3240. And we'll be sure and put you on the list. So thank you so much, Jerahmie and Leah. You guys are doing a great job. I really look forward to your season, and I know the community does too. And thank you for appearing today.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for watching this edition of Campus Chat. We'll see you next month.
This has been Campus Chat, a monthly program from Western Nevada College. Campus Chat is made possible by the Western Nevada College Foundation.